Namaste. Periyava Sharanam. Condemnation is itself praise. Part 2. There are two criticisms. 1. Instead of practicing concentrated devotion to one Paramatma, you are allowing your mind to be scattered over thousands of Swamis. The other is, instead of serving people who are alive, social service, and there is no time for it. Why Sraddha for people who died long before? Why so many selfish rituals for I should be alright, my children should be alright, my health should improve, etc.? When such questions are raised, we also start thinking our religion has such weaknesses. We do not have the maturity to think there is only one God, let us pray to Him, just as other religionists do. We think we are making a big mixture of all types of gods, from the lowest form to the highest. Those who are knowledgeable or philosophers among us say, if we understand our religion properly, it will be seen that these are not at all in it. They also say, meditation on the Supreme or devotion without a purpose to one thing which is all powerful. These are the doctrines of our religion. Just as weeds outgrow the crops in a field and destroy them, unnecessary things and rituals have got into our religion and grown. This has become so particularly because of the vested interests of the priesthood. When they talk of the vested interest of the priesthood, it is only a dignified manner of saying that the Brahmin have prescribed all these rituals only for him to take dakshinai at every stage. I am not going to side with these people and say our religion is high philosophy only. Thousands of gods, ceremonies for Pitrus, rituals have entered into it like weeds. I am going to join the critics and say, in our religion, annual ceremonies for ancestors, different types of homams, pujas, prayers with specific objectives are more than meditation on one Paramatma or practicing one pointed devotion to our Ishvara. But I am not going to say this as a criticism. I am going to say this religion is like this. Therefore, make offerings to ordinary deities like Kateri, do Navagraha Shanti, Mrityunjaya Homam, do Panchamaha Yajnam, do the annual ceremonies, give dakshinai to priesthood, etc. Whatever they say by way of condemnation, I am not going to say that they are not in our religion. I am going to say emphatically that they are there. I will not say it apologetically, but with pride I will say, yes, it is so in our religion. That is the way it should be. Is it not great to think of one God only? Yes, that only is great. Is it not great to serve the entire humanity instead of confining to oneself, the children, the Pitrus? Yes, I agree. If that is so, how do you approve of all the things being done for their sake, the yajnas, the homams, and all the offerings? Do you know why I support? In all these things too, the underlying current is the worship of the one Paramatma. In these also there is service to others, purification of the mind which helps the soul. How is it? Cannot understand at all. Quite so. Even among the Hindus, many do these things without understanding them. Or because they do not understand, they give them up. If they are understood properly, it will be seen that the thought of one Paramatma runs through them. Service to others shines in these to an extent not found in other religions. How is that? It is true that there is one Paramatma only. Other than that, there is nothing. No other religion says like the Hindu religion that man, animals, and even worms and insects are that only. Yet, it is not easy at all to know it by experience. Although other religions talk of one God, or nirvana, or kaivalyam, ask them if it is true that you are meditating on that one only. Have you really understood it? Have you realized it? If you tell them that they have to reply true to that one thing and true to their conscience, there will be perhaps one in a million who would say, I have realized. It is in our religion in which people are engaged in all these things which have no connection with the soul or God. There have been more realized souls than in other religions. I am not saying this. They themselves praise India as the land of saints and sages. Even today, the truth is that while we run to their countries for worldly conveniences, they come to our country and stay here for spiritual development. What is the reason? The reason is that there is a remedy for spiritual purification in such things as a variety of homams, pujas, etc., which appear to be done for one's selfish good. Although everything is Paramatma, looking at it pragmatically, activities have to be carried on the basis that jivas are different from each other. Although all of us are the self-effulgent Atma, karma hides it like a cloud and prevents us from knowing it. We have the responsibility to bring out the soul that has been covered by karma. We have not been left alone in this world. We are with wives and children and others. This also is a result of karma. On the one side, the impressions of karma make the mind impure and prevent us from realizing the soul. On the other, the bondage of karma in the form of relations ties us down and makes us do duties. There is body which houses life, and then there is the house for that life created by the relatives. Unless one discharges the duties to them, karma cannot be exhausted. With such a huge leftover of old karma, if it is desired that just now the Atma or Ishvara should be seen, it cannot be seen. It is only after the sinful karmas are removed by good karmas, the cloud will move away and sunlight can be seen. This good karma is in the form of many duties. It is only for some rare people who go full steam for self-knowledge or Ishvara Bhakti, the karma would get cut off in a flash. But for the majority of people, it is possible to eliminate the karma only gradually. Just as the Saiva Siddhantis talk of equalizing the two karmas, if the weight of the sinful karma of several births takes one side of the weighing scale far below, it is only by doing good acts to that extent the two sides of the scale can be balanced. Excepting the very few who are strong-willed and are firm and can look at the body and the house with contempt, all others have to perform the duties meant for them even when they are in the body and house, and by that process only reduce the load of karma. Since the jiva has to perform good karma and the duties only when it is in the body, to some extent care has to be taken of the body. If it is afflicted by disease, it has to be cured. Money has to be earned for carrying on the family affairs. Praying for these has to be done, although these appears to be selfish. It is true that nothing should be indulged in excessively, but several things ordained in the Shastras which appear selfish ought to be done by an ordinary soul as adjuncts to the duties that have to be performed. We have the wife and children as a result of karma, and now when we do for them the several things laid down by Shastras, and when we are discharging our debts of our previous births by our present duties, there is nothing to feel ashamed about or feel it very selfish. It should be noted that when the activities are undertaken as ordained by Shastras through mantras, they not only confer worldly benefits but purify the mind. If mere action purifies the mind when it is accompanied by mantras, the power of purification is even more. Pumsavanam for what is conceived in the womb, Jatakarmam for the newborn child, and Upanayana Samskaram for the child which has grown, are all done only keeping in view the purification of the self. All the activities one has to undertake to get whatever good things he and others like his wife and children should get in this world in a fair manner and for their self-purification Are they not, in a way, service to others? If it is thought that this is everything and the problems of the world outside are not taken note of, that is wrong. When these personal activities are carried on within limits, it will never happen that time cannot be found for public service. We have, of course, to help ourselves and our relatives. By that itself, we should get released from the attachment to the body and from the attachment to the relatives which has come about due to past karma. But at the same time, since Ishvara has left us not only in one body and one house, but also in the world, it should not be forgotten that we have a duty to render service to others. We have our duty not only to this world, but also to those in the worlds which we cannot see. When a person dies, the soul goes to the Chandralokam, Pitrulokam, or Narakalokam, they say. We have to do the post funerary rites, annual ceremonies, tarpanam, etc., in order to reach to them what they need there and then, whenever these souls have returned to the world in whatever form. All this is also service to others. Let us continue. Periyava Sharanam.